Well, this is our return journey. I think the weather is saying go home. We're on the A1, lots and lots of lorries, 9:30 in the morning. We just come from Ripon and we're heading like Doncaster way.
Morning YouTubers, Pan's in a bit of a mess. We've stopped one night at Ripon and it rained again quite badly last night. This site is very expensive. It's £27 a night and the electricity hookup is metered, so you have to buy a card, which is ridiculous. And anyway, so we wanted 2 nights, but not paying for 2 nights because it's too expensive, and they couldn't get us in anyway. Anyway, the meter already had £1.40 on it from the previous owner, sorry, from the previous occupier. So we've not put any money in the meter or by the tokens, and what we're doing is we're running the heating in the van from our paraffin heater, which is ticking away, and we're just using the electric for the fridge because we bought a lot of food and put in the fridge, and the fridge only works from the engine when it's running and from electric hookup. It doesn't work from gas. So if we'd run completely off electric, we would lose the contents of the fridge. So we thought, well, the fridge doesn't take a lot of power, so we'll rely on the credit that's already on the meter and run our own electric and lights from the 12-volt system. And we're heading towards the A1, and we'll be going south, and depends which sat-nav or phone you use. One says it's 144 miles from home, the other one says it's 166, so I'm not 100% sure. I managed to get some fuel because we were getting desperate, and the fuel was 1.31 a litre. I have seen it at £1.50 a litre, and I have seen it at 1.29, so that's not too bad. We should get home on 50 quid's worth of fuel. Now on the map we've got, each square is 4 miles, and we worked it out, the fuel economy, it costs us £1 for every 2 squares on the road atlas we have. And I'm a bit knackered this morning, I didn't sleep very well, and yeah, and it's raining. Pardon? We've got a sourdough bread, which is absolutely delicious. We've got salted butter. We've got
Ingleton Bakery.
Yeah, Ingleton Bakery. Yeah, okay. I forgot what I was going to say now. We've got honey, and we've got boiled eggs for breakfast. And we're all steamed up at the moment. It rained last night, but the sun's coming out. I went for a shower at this caravan park, and there's as much water come out of it as a dripping willy. That's how I describe it.
Well, you'll be banned off YouTube.
I'll be banned for YouTube for saying that. Absolutely hopeless for the price we're paying, and one hook to hang your clothes on, and when the water is coming out, which is cold, at full bore it's cold, it's all over your clothes, splashes all over your shoes, up your trousers.
It's all right in the ladies.
Yeah, I know. I should have gone in there.
Hot filming it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to really point it your way. Seen a squirrel this morning. He was on that fence, and he'd got a conker. He was holding in his mouth. But like everything, I was too slow to get the camera. There he is, the squirrel on the post, eating a conker.
Next to a conker tree.
Next to a conker tree. Didn't know they had conkers.
Well, this is our return journey. I think the weather is saying go home. We're on the A1, lots and lots of lorries, 9:30 in the morning. We just come from Ripon and we're heading like Doncaster way. And we're in the slow lane, aren't we? We're fixed in the slow lane. Yeah. This is us.
We're doing 50, which is about our limit. It's really enjoyable weather.
Well, this is the industrial power station we can see, I think, just above Doncaster. And we can smell it, can't we?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I should imagine it's coal burning or rubbish burning. Well, we've done about 66, 67 miles and we're at some services just off the A1.
Blythe, I think.
Blythe services. I think it's probably the only proper services there are now. It's all just small ones or into villages type services. It's very busy and services are supposed to be relaxing so you can have a rest. But the noise and the people queuing for coffee and the toilets are like escalators going in one after the other. Well, it is the gents. The lorry park's almost full over there and we've only sort of squeezed into this space. So, yeah, they've had to go in the, they're coming round, are they?
No, there's caravan park there.
Oh right. How the hell who's going to get out of there? Because caravans are supposed to park in with the lorries. It's going to have a real job at getting out of there. We're going to have a bit of a job getting out of here. I think we can go back on ourselves round. Only look that people moved, wasn't it?
Busy.
Yeah. Hate it. Getting a bit busy now. Not like yesterday, we hardly seen anything. I prefer the Ribblehead road.
Oh, we got about 20 miles.
Yeah, I've got about 20 miles to do from behind.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Fingers
And the
crossed.
sun's coming out.
Yeah. Well, we're home now and I'd just like to show you the patches, the cloth patches I got to fit to the motorhome. And I got a Cockermouth one, Ripon, Keswick, Coniston, Windermere, Lake District, Ullswater, and I got a couple of others which I've actually already glued into the van amongst all the others. So that's quite good. And I've been asked quite a few times, why did we buy the Talbot Express, such an old vehicle? Well, at the time we started looking at hiring a motorhome to tour Scotland when we were doing our Scottish trip, and we looked at the prices, and this is the hire rates, and basically you were looking between let's have a look, it'll be in the mid-season, you're looking at between 650 to 810 pounds for 7 nights. And in the high season it can go up to £940 for 7 nights. Now remember, on top of that you've got fuel costs and your campsite charges as well. Now bearing in mind we were 6 weeks in Scotland, 6 weeks in Cornwall. Excuse me, sorry. This year we were 6 weeks in Wales and roughly 5 weeks in the Lake District, plus there's another week in Derbyshire, 2 weeks in Norfolk, and a few days there. When you add up the cost of hiring a motorhome against buying one, we found to buy a Talbot Express was a lot cheaper than hiring one, and that's why we bought it initially, is just buy it to see how we get on in a motorhome, and the idea was when we finished our Scottish trip we would sell it, but we liked Herb, the Talbot Express, so much we decided to keep it. So thanks for watching our adventures. Please subscribe and like. Bye.